Hi there, this is Eshu. I'm the abbot here at Zenwest Buddhist Society. This Living Zen-podcast is just one of the many resources we've created at Zenwest to make Zen practice and training more available and accessible to people all over the world. Instructional videos, printable resources, and much, much more are also available on our website at www.zenwest.ca. If you're a regular listener, I'd love to hear from you. So please drop me an email at office@zenwest.ca and let me know who you are, how you got started, and what brought you to Zen. Everything we make available in person and online at Zenwest is only possible because of the support of our members and associates, people like you. If the efforts of our community are making a difference in your life, I'd like to invite you to show your support and take part in making it happen by becoming an associate or member of the Zenwest Sangha. You can do this by clicking the Join Us tab on our website at www.zenwest.ca. Thank you for your support, and thanks for listening.
Wow, it's great to be here. I really enjoy a place I can really relate to. And I guess I didn't really relate to the room we had at the residence at UVic just recently. Just didn't really seem like home, but this may be temporary, I don't know, but it sure feels like home here for some reason. Anyway, welcome. I know. Yeah. So I've been asked to share something of my practice. I'm not a priest yet, so I don't have to teach. And I'm in awe of people who can share their practice. It's just always goes beyond words, as we know. It's a practice, not a talk. So just remembering that it's to be in touch with my heart and to open my mouth and try to be remotely relevant. I think it's a good practice in life anyway. One of the things I wanted to say was just how grateful I am to be sharing this practice with all of you. I know we're not supposed to really talk too much when we're setting up and we're all quiet and chill and everything, but our lives still spill out a little bit, and it's just such an honor to share those details and I think the courage with which we all face our lives, all the ups and downs that we have, and the busy times and the slack times and the difficult times and the yay times. I just really feel so lucky to be surrounded by so many people that are real and people who are growing and dealing with so much. Recently, well, maybe for the last, couple of years, some of you know I've been having a hard time with family relationships, and I'm kind of down to 2 that I haven't completely messed up yet, I hope. And it's been really hard. I really put a lot of stock in being a mother, and for 30 years just must have really strongly identified with that role, and now I'm facing some of the realities of how that was for my kids and my family growing up with me as their mom. And some of it, I think, is because I've kind of cracked open a little bit found my heart a little bit through this practice in the last 9 years, that it's all really raw and difficult, and that makes it, more poignant. But part of it is that I was quite shut down at first when I was a young mother, and really have to look at that and how it affected my kids and my whole process of healing that wasn't necessarily that fantastic for them over the years. What does this have to do with Zen practice? I think it has a lot to do with Eshu's talk on Sunday, when he was talking about arising and dropping away, and arising as maybe in a different role or a different character in the play, and I think I'm personally experiencing that kind of an unconscious, not directed way of seeing the person that I was kind of have the rug pulled out from under me by my dear teachers in life, and just that, because it's done, I think it's done in the context of love and anger and all that human stuff, and I'm also holding it in the context of love, maybe. Having the rug pulled out from under me is maybe a good thing, and it's really hard, and it's painful, and there are a lot of tears, and it would be really easy to just roll back into old patterns of being, where if I was criticized or if things didn't go well, I just shut down and headed for a place of depression that was comfortable. But here it's more or less 9 years on, and 4-ish years of being ordained, and practicing with the Zenwest as much as I possibly could, and having all you surrounding me, as well as Doshu and other members of my family and friends that aren't here. It creates this crucible where it's actually scary as hell, but okay just to have the rug pulled out and to be in this place of really not knowing who I am or who I should be, or how to deal with the pain of life, or how to make amends for, I don't even know if that's appropriate for a parent. I mean, you do what you do, and I think 99% of us do the very best that we can by our kids because we love them so much. So anyway, crucible, surrounded by love, surrounded by lots of open-hearted people who are so supportive. There's a possibility of not just shrinking down into that old place of pain, but of being with that pain and the total uncertainty of what's coming next. Being 62 years old, I'm at an age where I've realized finally that, oh my God, it might not get better. Sometimes it just doesn't get better. And sometimes the mistakes just pile up, and it might be that I'm headed for decades of regret. That's not necessarily where I want to go, but I think it's a big pitfall around this time in life I just feel it calling to me, regret, and years of regret, and then hitting my deathbed or, wherever, whatever, just full of regret. Well, maybe that's what's going to happen, and maybe that's life. Maybe that's as good as it gets. Anyway, just being in, like I said, in this crucible of unknowing, not knowing, of fear, and lots of human feelings that I, push away, some that I draw to me, and because of the practice, just stepping back and seeing more and more the possibility of acceptance. One of the things that happened in the last couple of days is that I realized really strongly that I wanted to go to Soshin, so I'm on my way to Soshin at Choboji on Friday. And that also fills me with quite a bit of trepidation. So I thought I would read some of the things that have been really helpful that have come up in the chanting. We do chanting on Sundays that's a little bit more extensive than what we do here on Tuesdays. And I just wanted to share with you some of the things that have really helped me I think be more present in this sea of unknowing. One of them is Tori Zenji's Bodhisattva's Vow, which is going to make me cry, I think. And this is one that a friend of mine has reminded me of recently. With an open-hearted response to even the most cruel and foolish people, the most profound and pure faith arises. I don't really want to focus on cruel and foolish because I really don't have cruel and foolish in my life. I've got human and heartfelt and loving, but it's still painful. And the thing for me about this line is always coming back to open-hearted, starting again from open-hearted. If I get a really painful email, because a lot of my family brouhaha happens over very carefully crafted emails. If I get an email that just totals me, this is a key phrase. It's just so useful in all sorts of circumstances. It's giving me permission to come back with an open-hearted response every time. Like, just keep coming back to that heart, even though it really wants to close down, with a belief that a profound and pure something will arise out of that continual returning to the open heart. There is such hope in this. In each moment's flash of our thought, there will grow a lotus flower, and on each flower a Buddha will be revealed. It really doesn't matter what we think these things are, what is a Buddha. A lotus flower is such a hopeful thought, and that flower will grow, and something will be revealed. Another really useful passage I find is in the purification that we also chant. In the past, I have caused much harm. My greed, anger, and folly arise from the beginningless past. Yet they spring from this body, this mouth, and this mind. I alone am responsible for the suffering they have brought. and I hereby renounce and relinquish them all. And I just love this idea of being connected to a continuous past. Right back to whatever we think is the beginning, whether it's the Big Bang or something else. Something started, and events happened and continued to ripple out. And at some point, my ancestors walked this planet, and they they had greed, anger, and folly. And it's like this. It's like I don't know, an inheritance from the Big Bang, or from the beginning of humanity, that we all walk with, and we all dance with this. And it's I'm not sure how to put it in words, but it's very freeing to me to see it as an ongoing thing. It's not, I guess it's sharing the responsibility. It's like when you buy a box of donuts and you have to share it with others, because that way, you don't have as much guilt. Anyway, I just find that so uplifting, that we're all here dealing with our greed, anger, and folly one way or the other. And even though it arises from the past, it springs from this body. So, and then I'm going over time. Let's see if it's worth reading the verse of the priest Dai. This is also just so useful. It's talking about the Dharma. May it bring tranquility to our lives and fill us with its magnitude. May it soothe our fears and remove our misconceptions, so that our sufferings and calamities are as nothing but phantom devils. Yeah. I've been there. I've been in that place where everything is so horrible and I'm so fearful, and then something happens and I have this, maybe it's my intention or maybe it's just the love of other people around me, and my heart opens, and all those horrible, calamitous, fearful things do become as phantom devils. These aren't the words I would use, but in translation, it just magically clears up, and peace can take the place of that suffering. So these are my offerings to you tonight, and I will stop now.
Thanks for listening to the Living Zen podcast. If you follow Living Zen through iTunes, I would very much appreciate it if you would take a moment to let me know what you think about it by rating or reviewing the podcast, so that new listeners can also hear what you have to say. Thank you for your time and for your support.